Hello and welcome back to another episode of the podcast that is known of home of Melanin Magnificence and the kingdom of belts, where what any motherfucker can get it. That is right. Oh, and I can't wait to give the belt today, because when I say, guys, I was tried. When I say I was tried by a sister, by a brother, by a they, them, by a fellow black person. But anyway, we're gonna get there. How is everyone doing? Welcome back to the podcast. My name is Miles Host, and I'm Miles Host. My name is Miles Hart, and I am host of Get the Belt podcast. And it feels good to be in the studio today. And do you want me to tell you why? It feels good to be in the studio today because earlier on today, I was at the podcast awards. No, the podcast show. And that is a huge convention that happens in London. The world's biggest podcast show. The world's biggest podcast convention ever. And I was personally invited to go and talk and bring the vibes, bring what I bring. You may have seen already on my Instagram and on Get the Belt podcast Instagram and socials that I did a little video that they posted where I'm talking about me, why I started podcasting, and you know what the show's about, who it's for, and all of that. And that was advertising or promo for the convention that happened over the last 2 days. So yeah, to have gone from that to jump in an Uber, which took too motherfucking long, to come and now be creating this podcast in the same day, in the same 24 hours, them same 24 hours that Beyonce has. It just feels fucking lit. Like, yeah, I was just there and now I'm here doing what I was just speaking about because I'm about it, been about it for a few years. It just feels good. It feels good. Before I get into the show, I do want to, let me get into this mic and this camera because I personally feel like, right, so obviously I'm on tour, right? I'm on tour, not on tour, but like I'm rehearsing outside of London for a musical, Rent the Musical. I'm playing the role of Benny. Yes, God. And so I've had to move all of my things, all of my nice things to where I'm rehearsing. So when I came to London today for the event that I was personally invited to, meant that I didn't have all of my hair products or my things, like my diffuser. And so when I don't diffuse my hair, what can tend to happen, not me already getting sidetracked in the show, but basically what can happen is my hair can like droop and the curls don't, like the curls curl at the back, but I feel like it just droops. I needed a diffuser to just bring me back to life. But then I was getting compliments left, right and centre about it, but I don't know whether people were just being fake or whether they actually like it. Who knows? But I know what I like and I don't like it like this. But anyway, I'm wasting time because I'm trying to be in and out in an hour. Let's crack on with the show. If you're not subscribed, first and foremost, click down at the bottom. If you're watching this on YouTube, click down, subscribe the ting, like, comment, share, spread the love. Spread the news, spread the joy. Spread the joy. And the BB, spread the joy. And if you're listening to this and you're missing out on all of the face card, honey, if you're missing out on the face card and the facial expressions and the drama and the hand gestures, then you can just click on subscribe to whatever podcast app you're listening to and maybe click it and share it to your story, share it to where you got the most reach, let the niggas know, tweet about it, all the things. But yeah, let's get into the show. It's time for Word of the Week. Now, my Word of the Week this week is inspired by one of the elite, one of the previous members, original members of Destiny's Children, aka Destiny's Child, Kelly Rowland. This week's Word of the Week is, you are not my mother. Yeah. This week's word of the week is "You Are Not My Mother." Now, for those who are new to the podcast, word of the week is the segment of this show where I give, or if I've got a special guest on, we give you either a word or a phrase, because it's called word of the week, but it's like church. This is the section of the show where it's given church. You got the word. Like when you go to church, you get the word, and the word isn't always one word. Our God, allegedly, this Bible that he's got has got so many books in it. Imagine just the one word. No. His words are words. So the word of the week this week is "You Are Not My Mother," inspired by Miss Calandria Rowland. Now, obviously, it's because of the video that was posted this week of her at the Cannes Festival, or Cannes Festival. I can't remember how you pronounce that yet. I've yet to go. But that word, the reason why we've got the word of the week is to inspire. Give you something to think about that you can apply to your life. And I tried to find things that you can use or can be applicable to a variety of different situations in one's life. So, for example, this week's word of the week is "You Are Not My Mother." Now, I'm saying that because I have definitely been in situations where I've had to really, really take a breath all the way deep down my throat, all the way down to the depths of my lungs. And sometimes it's been so wild that I've had to deep breathe into my diaphragm and really be like, is that person really speaking to me like that? You, sir, ma'am, non-binary, you are not my mother. How dare you chat to me, sir? No. So, you are not my mother. We can apply this to so many things. Be it your friends. Maybe some of your friends are deciding to speak to you wild. I don't know. Maybe you've got people that are just be expecting things of you in the workplace. Just, expecting you to come in early. Or reprimanding you for not doing things that you're not meant to do because they just expect it. And it's like, but wait, you're not my mother, fam. Like, remember that I never left your pussy or your bussy or whatever orifice you have between your legs or at the back. Me, myself and I didn't jete out of that, out of said crevice, okay? You're not my mother, so don't You're not my mother, so don't insert what you would like to insert there. And like I said at the beginning of this show, I can't wait to give the belt to a certain someone because they in a kind of way took an attitude with me that made me too think, bitch, you are not my mother. Like, and the gag is, I don't know about you guys or how your mother speaks to you, is my mother back in the day used to speak to me wild because of the whole, in a black household, the mother's always right or the parents are always right. The child should be like seen and not heard. And so they used to really speak to me a certain kind of way growing up. And I would try and challenge, but it often resulted in me getting the belt, quite literally. So yeah, as time progressed, it got to the point where I was old enough to like continue to stand my ground in a more confident way, a more aware way of the world, and not just my family home and my family unit. Like, actually, no, you can actually hit me, because if I report things, it's going to be peak for you. And if this happens, like, there are repercussions. I no longer see you as the gods that you were really trying to make me think you are. And now that I'm aware of this, I was able to, with my knowledge, and now I'm older, I'm bigger, stronger. Not that I intend to box up my parents, but like, if they were to really, really try, I'm also not going to be beaten up and just be limp. Let me come back on track. Now I'm operating in a space where if they speak to me mad, I will correct them, and then they go back to speaking to me normally or respectfully. So they don't, and I don't remember the last time that I got spoken to wildly. So when I say you're not my mother, it's peak because not even my mother speaks to me like that anymore at this big age of mine. No, don't. So if anyone is trying you this week, workplace, like I said, relationship, I think it wise to remind them that you did not come out of their pussy, and just let them know you're not my mother. In the same way Kelly Rowland did. You don't need to tell them to fuck off. You don't need to tell them to go and suck a clit. You don't need to tell them to go and die. You don't need to curse their family line. You can just remind them what they are not. And that is, you're not my mother. Yeah. Yeah. That's me this week. That is the mood I'm going with for this week. We are in June? No, we're in May. That is this week's word of the week. You are not my mother. Feel free to apply it as you will. And if you do apply it to someone, please let me know. I want to know how you guys are using this. So email us at contact@getthebeltpod.com or send me a little DM on Get the Belt Pod on Instagram or Twitter or whatever site you would like to use. But yeah, that is this week's word of the week. You are not my mother. So I am back with another episode this week, and it has been a very up and down last couple of weeks. It's not been bad. It's not been bad at all, and there's been lots of good things that have happened. I've been like up to my eyes in auditions. I had to dance in heels for the first time for those of you who give a fuck. But I had a recall for a musical called Kinky Boots, which I had never watched before, but I did my little self-tape for it. I went in and sang in that, and then got called in again for the third time to go and dance. And I had to dance in heels, and I don't own heels. Now, despite me being very much a part of the LGBTQDL community, I don't own a pair of heels, so like that's not like, we're not a monolith. We like the fact that they just presumed come to this heels class or this heels audition, I was a bit taken back by. I was like, oh, okay, like I would have maybe put like, if you own them, please can you, or they will be provided, or come in something as close to this as possible. But to just presume that a male presenting, identifying actor, dancer, singer would just have a pair of heels was a bit crazy to me. Of course, it's a part of the role, but like, I've been in a multitude of shows and I've never just had the props for that show, or just like, that's like auditioning a load of 007s and being like, oh yeah, all bring your guns that you've got. Like what? I can do it, but like, I don't have the props and the set and the costume already. Like, that's you guys that's your department. So yeah, but I struggled through Oxford Circus trying to find a size 8, men's size 8. So I was technically looking for a 9 women's in a wide foot, because I got a wide ass foot. I got a thick foot, honey. I got a thick foot. And couldn't find it nowhere. So ended up ordering off of Amazon, and they came next day. And when I say, bitch, the heels that I had were like this big. If you're watching now, is coming in handy for you. But I think that's maybe like 4 inches, 4-inch heels. And they were stiletto. I was struggling. I did get the hand of it. I was practicing my little walk. I was practicing at home and like trying to turn and sing my song in a way. And the audition was being taken by a friend of mine who I went to drama school with, dance school, Leah Hill. Badass, fire-ass dancer, singer, performer in her own right. But she be dancing in heels on Instagram. So when I found out it was her that was taken, I thought, shit, Jesus, be a strong ankle, because me, I'm gonna try my best. Like I can fake it. And you know, I love Beyonce and all that, and I be when it gets to the songs coming on in the club, I really be doing the things, but never in heels. So when I went, I showed her, and I was just like, "These okay?" She's like, "Yeah, you'll be fine." And she ended up having to adjust one move where you like span and drop to the floor and then came back up. And I low key thought I could have done it, but I thought, you know what? Let me not do too much. So I stayed up with my arms like this while all the boys went down. The other boys that were in the audition, they went down to the floor and I stayed up. And I thought this kind of makes sense anyway. Like you will go down, I go up, center of attention, period. Ha ha! But it went well. Also, all the other boys had thick heels on. Like mine were like long and thin stilettos and they had thick boots. So I had to let the motherfuckers know at the end when I went in to sing again, like when they were asking me, how did you find it? I had to say, like, it was good, but you know, that was very much my first time in heels. My first time, and I was keeping up. Can you keep up? Yes, I did. And I will. I'll do it again. But yeah, that was fun. I'm excited to hear back for that. I would like to do that. But who knows? Who knows? Who knows? What else? I've obviously moved to Peterborough. So I've been back and forth from London to Peterborough because I'm rehearsing there. Rehearsals have only been a few days. So it's early doors. But I'm excited to see more of the other cast and to see what I can get out of being playing Benny. And I'm enjoying, we've done some of the songs, and I'm enjoying what I'm doing differently with the music. Rent is a really famous musical, if you don't know, and like many people have done it, but they always, for the most part, is the same. And I like to do things different. And I was in the Book of Mormon, the little times I would do things differently, like I'd get into trouble, like I would take certain things up at the end, but this show we're really being encouraged to put our own stamp on it and really be creative and bring who we are as artists to the character so we can make it our own instead of just having a copy paste show. Like that's boring. So that's exciting. Come and see. If you want to come and see Rent the Musical, it's in Barnstaple. I can't remember. No, it is in Barnstaple on the first week of July. But for the last week of June, we will be in Peterborough. That's the one. So if you want to come up, the ticket link is in my bio on my Instagram. I might even put it in the description for the episode as well, so you can get some tickets and come and see your boy. Come and see your boy in Rent, man. Yes. Otherwise, what else has happened? I feel like so much has, but it always comes to this point in the show, and I'm like, what have I actually done? What have I done? Just lots of traveling up and down to see my boyfriend. Lots of traveling back and forth for Rent rehearsals, back to London. This is the third time I've been back to London this week. It's a lot, but after this, like I've just got to focus on rehearsals, which is great, until my agent calls me and says I've got another audition or I've got this or that. So I currently feel zen, like I can just relax. But yeah, let's get into Melanin Magnificence. Again, for those of you who are new to Get the Belt podcast, welcome. Get the Belt podcast is proudly a home of Melanin Magnificence, meaning it is for black and brown people to be the focus, to uplift us, to put us on, to give my community, my black community, my black brown people their flowers, because you know we live in a world where that doesn't really happen as often as it does, even though a lot of these companies be like diversity, but then like when it comes down to it, unless it's like someone famous or profitable for them, they low-key don't really be that diverse or celebrating the people that need celebrating or helping the people that need helping. But that's a whole other segment. So this week I'm giving Melanin Magnificence 2. I didn't even use my cue cards today. I was in such a rush. But I just thought I'd bring them on just so it looks cute for the video. You know what I mean? I'm probably not even gonna. I'm never gonna read anything off of this because there's nothing on there. But it's cute, right? It's giving thumbnail. Anyway, the people that aren't watching this are probably thinking, what the fuck? Right, so Melanin Magnificence this week goes to two South Londoners. Two South Londoners. So we've got a teacher from Mitcham, which is in southwest London, has set up a school in Ghana after he and his wife started work on the vision and began saving nearly 20 years ago. And in 2006, Moses Mensah, age 56, and his wife Philomena Mensah, 54, used those savings and a bank loan to initially buy land in Ghana, and then began many years worth of work to set up Oak Hill Royal International School. And they currently have over 100 students. That is lit. Now that's what you call not just manifesting, but actually hustling. Like, I already know that teachers aren't exactly the best paid in England. Like, it's not exactly the best paid profession. So to be in this England, in this London where it's expensive to live, like, period, like not even now in this cost of living, but just it's generally and has been known as the most expensive place to live in England. So for the last 20 years, for this teacher and his wife to be saving for 20 years. 20 years. Me, sometimes I've struggled to even save for a few weeks if I've wanted something. And like 20 years to be saving. To then be like, yep, we've got this money up. We want to do something better, even though it's hard for us out here in London. But we want to put back into our homeland, back into our community and help out somewhere else which needs it and create this school. It shows a tremendous amount of compassion, care, resilience and work ethic. Like, that is insane and so respectable and admirable. So yeah, my Melanin Magnificence goes out to Mr. Moses and Mrs. Philomena from South London Mitcham for doing their big one and opening a school with over 100 students in Ghana. That's fucking lit. Melanin Magnificence goes to you. Right, it is now time for Miles Measures. Are we really speeding through this? Yeah, we are. 20 minutes. What? Anyway, yeah, no, that's lit. Right, so I don't know where to start. Right. Ooh, let me just fix this mic, Henny. Piers Morgan and Baby Reindeer. Miss Martha. Now, I think I spoke about this a while back on the show, and I said, I like it, like, amazing show, watch it. And then since then, everything has gone, everything has just been like, exploded. And there's drama. Martha's come out after being exposed and find out who she really is in real life. I can't remember the girl's real name. And then the writer, I can't remember his name either, but you guys know who the fuck I'm talking about. And it's been a madness. And Piers Morgan has had her on his show since. And she said, it's all lies. It's lies. I didn't even want to sleep with him. He asked me to sleep with him. And I said, no, he had a spot on his face. I don't want to do that. My accent at one point was really killing it. And I feel like I'm not doing it justice right now. But the other day I did it and it was really good. But yeah, she's out here saying no, that it's all a lie. It's all a lie. And I couldn't help but notice the similarities between the girl that played Martha in Netflix and the Martha that we saw on Piers Morgan's show. Great acting. However, there has been some, talk about the ethics of this, and if he should have had her on the show, and if not, I think he should have. Is she, or potentially is she, an unstable person? Well, yeah, if this film is true, or this Netflix series is true, as it claimed to be, you know, a true, based on a true story, or this is a true story. So if that is, if Netflix is telling the truth and this is a true story, then of course she is a compulsive liar. She is going to be unstable. She could be dangerous. She really could have tumped up and assaulted Piers Morgan like she allegedly did, as depicted in the Netflix series. So I thought, ooh, I'm ready for the tea. I'm ready for the drama. Like, when I first saw that he was going to get her on, I was like, lit. I'm watching this. I don't even like Piers Morgan like that. But was that a smart business move for him as a journalist? Hell fucking yeah. If Martha was a black woman, I'd want her. I would get her on Get the Bell. Are you mad? Are you mad? If Martha was a black woman, I'd get her on this show. Yeah, baby. Did you really want that motherfucker to what was it? To lift your curtains? Was it lift your curtains? To hang your curtains? I'd be like, Mary Gora, Mary sis, did you want that nigga up in your curtains, Gora? Yeah. But she's not, so I had to just allow that. But I thought it was a brilliant interview. I felt like he was badding her up at times, but that's what we expect from Piers. We expect Piers Morgan to bad people up, and she was amusing to watch. Did I trust her? Did I, Miles Hart, trust that woman? Not 100%, but I didn't think that she was lying the whole time. I didn't think she was lying the whole time, but I definitely feel like she did some small white lies. Like when she was talking about the whole voice recording thing, he had asked her, did you send him 300 and however many voice messages? No. I mean, he may have recorded me when we were in the pub. He may have recorded me. Yep. That's not what he's asking, baby girl. You know what I mean? Like, so that was a bit sus, because there's a very distinct difference between a voice recording and a voice message that you have left on someone's phone or someone's voicemail because you've called them and it's gone brr, 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 to answer phone, and now you've left a message. Whenever she would be like, oh, well, he could have recorded me, I thought that is giving you a line, sis. But also she could just be a bit dumb and a bit slow. But then allegedly she's a lawyer as well, so I'm thinking you can't be that dumb and that slow. And she kept on saying she had several phones, which I thought was very sus. So if you've got all these phones, you definitely know how voicemail works. But then maybe she doesn't. I don't know. But yeah, did I think it was ethical for him to have her on the show? Yeah. Yeah. Based on the fact that she wanted to say that it was a lie and she went on the show for her own accord. I feel like if she really wanted to, whether she was lying or not, if she wanted to have a say of have her own say and call out lies, she deserves to. Unless it comes forward that clinically, you know, she's mentally unstable, because none of that has been confirmed. None of that has been confirmed. And no one has come forward to say, like, a doctor or anything to say anything that would suggest that. So if, in fact, she is I don't want to say a normal person, but someone without a medical condition, be it in terms of their mental health or something deeper than that, or something different in terms of like just a sickness, then she definitely then it was definitely ethical for her to get up on the mic and talk her things. Got it, Martha. I just don't believe all what you're saying, girl. I just don't believe all of it. But I definitely think that it was not a full true story. I definitely think things were heightened. Do I think she stalked him? Yeah. Yeah. Maybe not to that extent. But she was definitely giving like a little bit weirdo vibes. But entertaining as fuck. And like I said, Baby girl, if you was black, then I would definitely have you right next to me, girl. Right on this here sofa to chop it up. In other news, Kelly Rowland on this red carpet at Cannes Festival. Now, you would have seen the footage. I posted it on the Get the Belt Instagram, and it's been everywhere. I'll put it up here maybe as well so you can see it here. But leave Kelly Rowland alone. Like this security guard had her hand all up on Kelly's back, pushing her, like trying to escort her someplace, like clearly telling her, probably shouting, like, move, you need to go here, you need to go here. Baby girl, Kelly Rowland has frequented red carpets around the globe for the last 25 years. She knows how it goes. She's probably been on more red carpets than you. Yet here's you manhandling. And I like to be manhandled, but not like that and not in public. Manhandling our good sis, Kelly Rowland. And speaking to her in a kind of way which had our sis act out. Because I ain't never seen Kelly snap like that. She would snap small, an X Factor. But it was always, I never really thought that she would have smacked a hoe. But the way Kelly turned around and said, you're not my mother, don't talk to me like that. You're not my mother, don't talk to me like that. But that second one, no, the third time she said it and she really, was like, I said, she's about to get Houston, Texas on this white woman on that carpet and slap her back to wherever the fuck she came from. Leave her be. Now, I'm not saying it's because she's black. I'm not. What I am saying is that I've never seen someone do that to a white woman on a red carpet like that, to the point where the woman has had to, call out things. I did see a white woman at the Olivier Awards, but I definitely did see a white woman who the lady that hosted the Olivier Awards last year, and I think she's done it for the last few years, get heated with one of the photographers, and saying, don't tell me to show a bit of a leg. You would never say that to a man. You would never say that to a man. Oh, no. And all the girls went up like, yes. Anyway, she was like, yeah, you would never tell a man to show a bit of leg. How sexist of you. Oh, da, da, da. And she kicked off and said, you know what? No, I'm not having this picture. No. But actually, the gag is, my boyfriend was actually wearing a dress and he was also directed by a photographer to show a bit of leg. And you know what happened? My boyfriend showed a bit of leg and ended up on Hello Fashion's Best Dressed. And the picture was fantastic because the slit in the dress he was wearing, designed to show a bit of leg, Heather, was being utilised. And what a fabulous job it did. Especially when the photographer told my boyfriend, a man, to show a bit of leg. So yeah, I don't feel like my girl was out of place. I've seen a few people online saying, oh, she should have more class. No, sometimes in this world, being classy is telling a bitch, you are not my mother. Actually. Being classy sometimes is having the dignity to, stand up for yourself and be assertive. How about that? She ain't need to swear. She ain't need to throw fisticuffs or tomp a bitch down. She just very motherly, like, if you ask me, with the finger. Don't speak to me like that. You are not my mother. You are not my mother, girl. You are not my mother, ho. Now, she didn't even say ho. But I thought that was an iconic moment. It got me annoyed that she was being pushed around like that. I just thought, leave her be. Leave her be. Leave her be. And I thought it was very wayward how some people were saying that Kelly Rowland shouldn't have done that. It's you're expecting this, this black woman who's been in the industry for years, who's an icon, who's a legend, to just be pushed around by this, white middle-aged security guard. I keep on going back to this like there's something written on it. Anyway, right, so let's really get into the mess now. So P. Diddy. I ain't even meant to be doing this in here, but we move. So, we've all seen the videos, we've seen the things, and I want to keep this short and sweet. P. Diddy was fucking wrong, has been fucking wrong, and is a two-faced liar. Now, we all know the story of the boy that cried wolf, right? He's very much giving that. Now, when these charges were first brought forward by Cassie, flat out denied all of it. Like, called all the people that were coming forward backing this liars, saying that they're just trying to destroy his character and his reputation, and said it's all a lie. I would never do this. He said he wouldn't do it, and he maintained that for months and months. I can't remember when this was actually brought forward. I think it was maybe 3 months ago. Cassie received a lot of slack. There were several rappers and other people in the media. A lot of black men came to the support of P. Diddy and were calling Cassie out. Now it's a real tricky situation when it comes to taking sides, especially if you don't know what the fuck has happened. And there are many people like that out there that will just go, yeah, just believe the victim, just believe this. I think it's way more complex than that, because in the same way, the people that went to the defense of P. Diddy, the same way they did that was off of a similar stance in terms of save our black king, save our black king. No, because as we've learned and we've seen in the past, Michael Jackson, we've seen in the past, Chris Brown, we've seen in the past, Martin Luther King. Don't get me started. Yeah? You know why you came to get the belt? We've seen in the past that black men can also be fucking wild cunts. And we've also seen in the past that black women too can be fucking mad. Everyone can be mad. So it's really, I struggle to straight away wave the flag of believe black women every time or believe black men every time. No, I'm not, but I will look at the facts. And I will take everything into context. And in this certain situation, before anyone just clips the little bits of me saying I don't believe the black man or I don't believe this, listen to the whole motherfucking goddamn thing. That there's context here, and you should be taking everything into context before you go tweeting up things, and then later on having to go and apologize, which certain rappers did do, and I'm glad of that. But anyway, we have already seen many people, including like Aubrey from Danny T. Kane, speaking up about how he was a bit crazy. Many other people have spoken about it too, and saying that he allegedly killed his ex-wife. All alleged things. All alleged. But it's nothing new, and I've never heard anyone say Cassie was crazy. Cassie's a liar. Cassie's done it. There was none of that. So off the jump, not just because Cassie's a black woman, and not just because P. Diddy's a black man, but because of the context, because I'm not a dumb bitch, I was like, you know what? I don't know. I was very much, did he do it, did he not? I didn't really have a care about it. I was concerned. But because of all of the things that I was aware of, I was leaning more towards Cassie. But you know what? I'm not involved. I don't really know. But now the video has been released. what I thought had happened is correct, but based off of the things that I was aware of in the past. And I was going to give him the belt, but enough of you guys are doing that already. He is disgusting, is absolutely appalling. And I low-key feel sorry for him, because who does he have in his circle that, you know, were enabling this kind of behavior? I just think that he's fucked up. I think he's been incredibly manipulative. I think he would have been manipulative with Cassie, of course. But the fact that he lied for so long and then issued that apology video, I didn't believe that. I now didn't believe it. And unfortunately, it's the boy who cried wolf. You were calling them out for being liars. You're saying they're trying to destroy your character. All of this, all of that. And it's only when you've been caught out in a lie that you're sorry. And in that apology, he also never said anything about Cassie or any of the other victims. It was just, it was low-key given, I'm sorry I got caught out. So yeah, it's not every day save a king, save a black king. Because he needs to face the consequences of this. And I've also seen that because of the statute of limitations in terms of like when this happened, and the fact that it's been settled and all these other factors means that he actually can't be prosecuted for this. But I'm sure there's going to be other things that he can be prosecuted for, because the man needs to pay, and not just in money. He's done that. He's got enough of it. He paid the money and he's been on his yacht. Do you know what I mean? He looked like he was on fucking holiday when he even did that. No, you need to be paying up to the point where if you try and post something else online, you've got to be using free Wi-Fi because you are literally broke and not on no yacht or anything like that. No, because that is crazy to have done that to Cassie and potentially so many other women. Potentially allegedly killed some women and still just be that rich and living good. No, because you earned that money through people like Cassie, because she was under Bad Boy. You've earned this money through doing wild shit, so you don't deserve it. Yeah, it's given disgusting. I don't like it. And I'm glad that everyone is seeing his ass for what it is, a shitty mess, a shitty smelly mess. I didn't believe the apology. I didn't think it was genuine. And maybe he's not allowed to mention Cassie because of the settlement. I don't know, but a lot more work needs to be done. Now, I'm not saying at all that I feel that I want his whole world to suffer in terms of like his children and stuff like that. They've got nothing to do with the situation, to my knowledge. But he, as an individual, needs to take responsibility and properly and effectively. And I had watched an interview on CNN where Iyanla, she does a program called Fix My Life or something like that, was speaking, and she said, you know what, she said also, I don't really care about him. This issue is about something more, and that is us as a society not being able to hold people accountable, like properly. I'll put a link into that in the description because she articulated it so much better than I would. But she basically said, this isn't about Shaun. This is about domestic violence and the fact that we've created an environment and a society where we don't know how to hold people accountable truly. We're either just cancelling them or ripping them apart or oh yeah, that's it, really. So we don't have a space where people can be honest about things, because everyone's going to fuck up in life. You know, she said, we're human. We're human. But unfortunately, we've created an environment where when you tell the truth, not only are there repercussions, which is what should happen, but it's not done in a way which encourages people to tell the truth. Now, we are always going to expect there to be a negative effect if you've done something wrong. But it's what we've done is created an environment where like people are just too scared to. And then if they do come out and tell the truth, it's still not good enough. And I thought what she was saying, again, go and listen to it. I really thought what she was saying was really interesting, because not saying P. Diddy should have come out, told the truth, and then been like completely forgiven. Oh, he's told the truth. You whoop-de-doo, it's all great. No, let's hold this man accountable, but let's do it in the right way. And I don't even know if I've got the answers of how to do that. I'm just a little boy, a little baby boy in London, twirling on a West End stage and talking on this here mic, honey. But my opinion, because you're here listening to it, is that we do need to create a safer environment for people to be human and to be able to make mistakes and be held accountable appropriately. Because otherwise, we've got people like Shaun P. Diddy, whatever his name is, lying, not being genuine about the apologies, and it just creates a mess. It's a fucking mess. But yeah, I think he is disgusting for lying about it. And I don't believe the apology. And I look forward to seeing what happens. Sending a lot of love to Cassie. She released a statement today in response to the overwhelming love and support that she's received from people she hasn't met, online, all the things. And my heart really goes out to her. Like, that mustn't have been easy. I didn't know whether, I don't know how I would feel if that video of me got leaked. Like, in one hand, I'm like, yeah, they're seeing this guy who's been saying I'm lying. They're seeing him being caught red-handed. Great. But in the same time, they're seeing me really getting dragged across a room, and I'm seeing this time in my life where I was at such a low point. Like, that's triggering. So I can't even imagine how she's feeling. But the fact that she spoke and gave people love, and again said this is so much bigger. Cassie herself said this is so much bigger. The issue here is domestic violence. And she said believe in victims the first time around. So yeah, sending love to Cassie and Shaun. Wow, yeah. I'm not going to be playing any more Puff Daddy. Not like I would bang him out like that anyway, but no, you and your catalogue can go with R. Kelly, even though I'd still play Michael Jackson. You know what? I'm flawed, and it's okay. Right, so. Oh, okay. Oh, I don't know what to speak about. Right. Okay. Shaun T. Do you guys know who Shaun T is? Did you ever do T25 or Insanity, where we was all of this stuff? Yeah. So I did. Loved it. And when I found out he was gay, I was like, oh my days. Yes, come on, cute, fit, black man being gay and that. Into fitness. Love that. It was giving representation. And when I saw he had this husband, this white man with his little white man and his little white husband, and they had these two beautiful kids together, and that they're married, and it just really made me feel seen. Not that I'm trying to marry no white man, but to see a gay couple, one of whom is black, in this marriage, in this union. I love love. So seeing that was just beautiful to me, and to see them with their two kids and their holidays and the little videos they would post of sending the boys to school and teaching them things and the family moments, and it was so wholesome, and it was so, that's the word, it was just wholesome as fuck. And I was just like, I feel seen here, because there wasn't many gay couples, let alone with a black person involved in a gay relationship, that were successful and living happy and just, in love and with a family. I just loved it. And then recently I seen on the internet that their marriage is open. Now, before people start coming for me, pipe down. I don't judge any form of expression of love. Not me. Could never be me. However, I was just surprised and affected by it. And it's not because I don't agree. It's because, again, I wanted that. At one point, I felt seen because I'm not one that is into open relationships. Doesn't mean one is better than the other before you come for me. No, not at all. It's the same as I'm verse. There's nothing wrong with being a top. There's also nothing wrong with being a bottom. I don't disagree with either of those things, but I don't love like that. I like to get fucked from the front and from the back. And that's just what it is. I love that you're a top and you just like to get fucked from the front. And I love that you're a bottom and you just like to get fucked from the back. I agree with both of you motherfuckers. I agree with both of you, yeah? But I also agree with me. And I like to get fucked from the front and the back. So I say that because I am monogamous. And I like that. There are people that are not monogamous. And I like that for them. In the same way I like the top for him. I like the fact that he's the top. Love that for you, but not for me. Love it. Love it. And at one point, I could fucks with the top. I would have it. I could bottom for a top and love the fuck out of it, and appreciate it, and adore you in that 45 minutes, honey. I am so here for everything about you being a top, if you're doing it right. We're not compatible though. I need to be with another verse person, and I'm saying this because I was so happy seeing Shaun T in what I originally thought was a monogamous, not just relationship, but marriage, where they had children, where they were happy and, so open with their life. And I just felt seen because I thought, you know what, that's what I want to be like. And that's what I relate to. The fact that they were, I think they're verse as well. I'm unsure. If not, I definitely think Shaun's a bottom. Let me stay on track. Yeah, it just made me feel sad because we see so much. I speak a lot about representation on this show, and we see, especially in the LGBTQDL community, we see so many open relationships. Like it's normalized now, which is great. And I fucking love that because I've got friends that are in open relationships and they feel seen. But now the tables have definitely turned because the only places I really see monogamous relationships are in not same sex, are in heterosexual relationships. And I don't know a gay couple, to my knowledge, please remind me if they're there, a gay couple that have the home, have the kids, have the wedding rings, and have that life. And I know some people may be like, oh, it's heteronormative. There's good and bad everywhere. There's bad stuff in gay shit, in bi shit. Like, there's good and bad everywhere. And there's a spectrum on everything. And I just felt, I just felt sad. Because I was like, oh, they were the couple. I would be like, goals. And so it was a shame for me to hear that they have an open relationship. And I was also shocked. And maybe I need to check myself for this, but I was also shocked that it was Shaun T, the black guy, that suggested it. In the podcast, he said, I think it was 2 years into their relationship, he said it to his husband, Scott. And Scott was like, I was annoyed at the start because, insecurities and da-da-da-da-da, but, Shaun T later went on to say, and I rate them for this so much because it's honest. He was like, listen, Scott, I love you, but if we're going to be together for the rest of our lives, you cannot expect your dick to be the last dick I suck. And I love that for him. And I love that they were honest and open enough with each other to have a conversation. And now they're happy doing whatever they do. And, fucking who they want to fuck and sucking all the dicks. Like, I love that for them and they're happy. And I'm like, yes, like I live. But I want to see my representation still. Like, where is the gay couple, the gay power couple that are married with kids that are monogamous? Call me old-fashioned to a certain extent. Because at the same time, I'm very much a bisexual, versatile, light-skinned nigga that will suck a dick, get mine sucked, and get fucked from the front and the back. So it's not too old school, but I still do. There are still parts of heteronormative ways of living that I love and that resonate with me and that are just a part of me. So yeah, if you guys know any power, like, not they don't have to be power couples, but like black gay or just gay couples that are married and monogamous, let me see them. Because where's my representation? Where's mine? See, maybe that will have to be me. That be the representation. But yeah, that definitely shocked. I was shocked. Was you guys shocked? Were you shocked that it was open? Maybe this is just it now. Does everyone just be open? I can't be in an open relationship. And trust me, if I thought I could and that it would make things easier, I would do it. Because why not? If something is going to make things easier and you could be into it, of course. But I can't. I cannot. In the same way, someone that's open cannot be monogamous. I, as a monogamous motherfucker, can't be open. Because I will fight a bitch. I will fight a hoe. And I will get jealous. I'm a Scorpio. I will get jealous. And I don't want to open Pandora's box. I don't want to get dick down by someone. And then that dick, a few weeks later, having me be like, oh, I miss that dick again. I want that dick all the time. And then now I'm sat here looking at my man that I love like, you're not cutting it. Why would I do that? And I don't want even worse, I don't want my boyfriend's been in that situation either. And then let's not talk about the STIs. And the further complications. And then if we've got the kids round, not even the kids round, but if we've got children, like, how am I saying, like, it's just a lot. Like, of course, you're not going to, and I am not bashing the open relationship people, Dems. But what I am doing is asking you guys a question, which is, at a point in your life where you're of a certain age and you know you've got your husband or your wife or your they-them person that has a wedding band on their finger. If you got kids and they, I don't know, like 9, obviously, even if you're in a heterosexual relationship, you wouldn't be like, oh yeah, by the way, kids, we're just gonna go fuck, and I'm gonna go and fuck your mother's pussy until she squirts. Like, you don't speak like that to kids. Like, you won't. But you still manage to get it done without the kerfuffle, for the most part, or the lying, or the mess. So, like, how do you do that now? Something which is probably already kind of difficult to do, and now you're bringing in a third party. Like, maybe they're coming into the house and the kids, and now you're actually having to lie. And I don't know. Maybe let's just move on from this, because I also want to get out of this studio real soon. But yeah, long and the short of it, fucking rate Shaun T, fucking rate Scotty. Love their relationship. Love that they brought that to the forefront and, you know, gave more people that are about being in an open relationship more representation, make them feel seen, and great. Love that for them. Little old me, I just need someone to now be my representation. Merci beaucoup. I'm going to save that for next week, and I'm going to speak on Gay Times. Now, the Gay Times released an article, which I don't have here, but I'll put the link in the bio, basically saying that PrEP, if you're familiar with PrEP, I've spoken about it on the podcast before. I've even had someone come on the show to speak about PrEP and what it does. PrEP is a medication in tablet form, for the most part, in the UK, that you can take every day or as and when, which basically prevents you from contracting HIV during unprotected sex, even though you're technically having protected sex to a certain extent whilst taking the PrEP, if you know what I mean. But it basically stops you from contracting HIV if you were to have sex with someone that has HIV. Now, I used to be on PrEP because when I was in these streets, I was running these streets. And me, I had a good old time. I was at the sex clinic frequently, you know. Shout out to Tutu's podcast. I forgot to say I went onto the Tutu's podcast. And we had a good old time. We spoke about this. But I was getting my sexual health checks because I'm not trying to be infected with diseases and sicknesses. Like, ain't nobody got time for that. So me and my sexual self was on PrEP, protected. So I was able to suck a dick, get mine sucked, penetrate, be penetrated, do whatever I wanted to do, my freaky ways, and ensure and sleep well wherever I was sleeping, knowing that no matter what, I didn't have me to HIV, honey. And I implore anyone out there who is sexually active to be on PrEP too, because why not? If you can get it for free and protect yourself from having HIV, do it. Now, this article was stating that there is a new slut shaming happening currently in the LGBTQDL community, and they're slut shaming people that are on PrEP. I didn't even go too much into it because I was just blown away. Our community is fucked up and we really need to come together, because if this is true, you same LGBTQ people that want to be doing open relationships and fucking here, there, everywhere, how the fuck are you gonna slut shame someone else for anything, especially someone protecting themselves from a disease that could kill? It don't make no sense, and it is definitely most not dripping in finesse. I think it's fucking mad. Like, in what world? And I feel like it stems down to insecurity and just nastiness. Like, when I really deep it, like, and stupidity, because how the fuck are you gonna slut shame someone for being safe? The only situation I can see this happening in is someone that is maybe, you know, quote unquote old school, like me, yes, where they're like, I don't really sleep around, you know, one of those gays, I don't really know. Which is fine. Like I said, there's a spectrum for everything, whether that's being top versus bottom, or what's that other one we learned? There was a whole podcast called, like, where oh my god, not me forgetting the things. But basically, you don't do sex. You just, like, everything but penetrative sex. Yeah, like, there's spectrums to everything, and they're all okay. So if you want to sleep around and get fuck 10 people a week, or if you want to just fuck 10 people a year, or maybe you want to fuck 10 people every 10 years, all of those things on the spectrum are absolutely fine and good for you if you're doing it for the right reasons, if it floats your boat, whatever. But what I think is happening is that the girls, and I mean that, like, I'm talking to the gay men, because I'm presuming gay times talking about gay men. The girls that sleep with, like, one person every 5 years, I feel like is them holding their standard or their way of living in terms of the amount of people they sleep with to a higher regard than the people on that end of the spectrum who, like, sleep with way more people, going, oh, well, you take PrEP, oh, that must mean you're a whore, you're a fucking whore, oh, you fucking whore. No, bitch. You're a whore just as much as me, just because you hoe less frequently. Yeah? That's what I'm not here for. The judgmentalness of it all. Like, very judgmental. Like, if you've got so much feeling to be slut shaming or to spewing any kind of hate, there's a problem in you. There's a problem in you. Because if I was to, like, spew hate onto, I don't know, I just don't be hating on people because I ain't got time. I call out shit which is wrong, but I don't be hating on people because people that hate on people, they've got a problem with it. More time they're either jealous, hello, or they've just got their own insecurities, and to like project that onto someone else is just unfair. So the people out here slut shaming people on prep, low key, I could have given them the belt, but yeah, it's just mad. It's just mad. If you're on prep, know this: I'm clapping for you because you're protecting you, and you're helping to keep our community safe. Just like a few years ago, there was I think the Gay Times and other publications published a study that showed that there were more cases of HIV in straight people as opposed to the LGBTQIADL plus community. And that makes sense because we're on PrEP, we're protecting ourselves. So what we've done by being on PrEP is put our community in a better position, health-wise. Why on earth are you going to slut shame people or criticize people for doing that? Because I tell you one thing. I will tell you one thing. Now the girls over here that are getting fucked out every week on PrEP are keeping our community's HIV levels down. You, who may just fuck one person a month, one person a year, whatever the fuck, unprotected without being on PrEP, you probably the fucking reason why there's still HIV around, and you won't even know it. In our community anyway. That's all I have to say on that matter. And that's it for Miles Measures this week. It's now time for Get the Belt. So my belt this week goes out to the black boy that tried me in front of all of his fucking white colleagues. Now, not only did you try me and make me look like an idiot, but you really came. You really came with a smelly penis and a sour booty hole when you spoke the way you spoke to me and treated me the way you treated me. I really should have told you, babes, you are not my mother. Don't talk to me about that. You are not my mother. Because in that instance, when I came to you while you were at work and something had gone down, you could have just been like, yo, Miles, come here. Like, yeah, we've heard X, Y, and Z, and, this isn't how it's going to run. But instead of doing that, you want to pipe up your chest, speak on my life like you know what is going on. Yeah. This motherfucker was saying, oh yeah, but you've done this and you've done that and you've actually left this job. I know I'm speaking real coded right now, but I've got to do it. I've got to do it because otherwise it will be a madness. You've left this job. I'm thinking, girl, said who? Well, I've been told this. All in front of your colleagues, just looking at me like the crazy one. That's how I've grown. Because I really could have raised up my decibels and shouted and cussed you out. Because, black man to black man, black person to black person, I don't know how the fuck you identify. And guess what? I really couldn't give two fucks at this point because you disrespected me in public, in a white space around your white colleagues. It was given coon. It was given you want to impress them. It was given community means nothing to you, which is why you will forever be behind a desk whilst I am forever booked, ho. Like the way I was booked today, like the way I'm booked tomorrow, and like the way I've been booked for the last 7 years consecutively. Know that, but I hope you're very good, and maybe one day you'll even be a manager because you're doing a phenomenal job of being a dickhead. Anyway, what I could have done is really cuss you out, but instead I let you know nicely. Okay, right. I had to ask them a question and say, okay, so if I've left a job, when you leave a job, you normally get a P45. Is that correct? My guy goes, yeah, babes, I don't have one of those. Yeah, I don't have one of those. So I'm kind of still entitled to this benefit, which you're refusing me of, which doesn't really make sense. And you're not a manager. You're not my manager. I've never worked with you. So what the fuck's going on? I never said that, of course, because I was trying to be respectful, even though you were really disrespecting me. It was giving you a very this and not very that. So yeah, my belt goes out to you for trying me, for speaking to me weird, for speaking to me crazy and scary in front of your white colleagues, for future people of colour who ever encounter someone else of colour, of a similar hue in the workplace, being, I don't know, not even difficult, because I won't even be kind of difficult, but if you ever have to pass on a bad message and, your white colleagues are telling you to do it because, they're black, do it with grace. Especially if the other person ain't never done you no wrong. Do it with grace, especially if the other person, didn't really do much. Don't be a fucking Jobsworth as well. How about that? Don't be a Jobsworth. But yeah, my belt goes out to him and any other person of colour that in white spaces and in white workspaces, you take pleasure or put yourself up to be the person to treat another black person bad mind. Yeah. All of you fucking lot get the belt. It's giving you want to please the master. It's giving you want to be the only nigga in the house. And I don't fuck with that. I really don't fuck with that kind of energy. Because I've had awkward, in retail jobs I've been in, I've had black people also, like I said earlier on in the show, I've had black people be weird and be wayward. But I'm never going to be like the one to be like, yeah, you're this, you're that. No, I'll let them know what's up and be like, no, this isn't right. But I'm not going to bad them up and intentionally make them feel and look like a dick, especially if I can tell, okay, you're not crazy. You're not here to antagonize. There's just been a little situation. I'm going to rectify it for you in a nice way, because I'm not going to have you out here feeling othered or feeling like I've done this because X, Y, and Z. And also, I know how shit can be in this world, so yeah, this is what it is. But no, you wanted to come and really speak lies on my name and say that I left a job, which I hadn't. To this day, I'm still on payroll. To this day, I can go on the app and see who's working where. To this day, I'm getting paid at the end of the month. Am I leaving the job? Did I have to hand in my resignation? Yes, I did. Why? Because I got booked in the field that I'm thriving in. Period. This is so coded. I love it. No one's going to understand what the fuck I'm talking about. But the moral of the story is, if you are a black person, and you're going out of your way to make another black person feel like a dick in front of your white colleagues, then you get the belt. That's it. Thank you so much for listening. I'm glad I got I'm glad I got that off of my chest. Yeah, that really burned me. But yeah, thank you for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed. Remember, if you've got a Melanin Magnificence you would like to share, please send it in to contact@getthebeltpod.com. If you want to give the belt to someone or something that's pissed you off, once again, you know what to do. Run it in the email or DM us. And send in your questions. I didn't get around to answering any questions, so I've got a lot to do. I need to get back to rehearsals and stuff. But I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you learned something, and yeah, I hope I didn't confuse you too much with my belt, but it is what it is. And the girls that get it, they get it. But yeah, stay tuned. Thank you for listening. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and all of the things. My name is Miles Hart, and I'm host of the podcast that is known as Home of Melanin Magnificence and the Kingdom of Belts, where any motherfucker can get it. You have been listening to Get the Belt.